pretty people, my name is Charney. I am the owner of Pretty Blank Designs and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to discuss compare a HPN Signature Series 16 by 20 clam auto open clamshell press compared to an HTV RONT 15 by 15. I wanted to do this video because doing my research looking for prices and press small and big, I never really got the comparison between like a big clam and a small 15 by 15 like an auto. I started out with this one. I got this from Heat Press Nation. It's the Signature Series 16 by 20 auto open slide out clamshell heat press. If you see me looking down, I have my notes. So that's what I'm reading to get the name so that when you guys search and look, you know exactly the name and all the specs. So I got this one when I started in 2020. So she's been with me for a little bit. She has some wear and tear. So I started out with the big boy. I wanted to I didn't want to be limited, so I went ahead and got the 16 by 20. And then later on, I got the HTV RONT 15 by 15. This is the auto opener. This is the series 2, Heat Press 2. So they have one before this one. This is their most recent one. So we're going to start with this, the big boy, only because this is the most expensive one. This is like the commercial brand. So this big boy weighs 103.6 pounds. So she's a big one. She's a big body in a good way. Commercial built. I wanted this one because it is a big press area. She does slide out. And clam shut, meaning that she goes like this, like a clam. The auto one, it goes directly down and comes back up. For a 1-year warranty right now, this is going for $949.95. So like I said, she is pricey, but she's convenient. What I like about her is that it opens automatically. Now, you do have to, push her down manually, but she pops open when she's done. The only thing that I do not, well, it's a few things that I don't like is the fact that because the sheet is bigger, it does take a while for her to warm up. So let's say that for my DTF prints, I press at 305 for 17 seconds. So it does take her a little minute to get hot, to warm up for me. But I'm able to press a lot in big areas. So my nurse period sweaters, which are on the website, it doesn't take that much time to press it because it's a small area. But if I'm doing like a 10 by 10 full shirt or sweater, it's easy to press. Whereas if I'm doing something on a big print on a small 15 by 15, it does take a while to make sure that all of my design gets that evenly heat and press time. Because she is big, she gives off a lot of heat. So being that this is opening up when I'm trying to press something, I get that heat in my face. So it feels like I always say like a Chinese sweatshop. Like I'm sweating, not profusely, but I do get the heat on me. So that's a negative that I kind of don't like. And like I have to put her down, like to push her down. You have to really press down. Another thing too is compared to this 15 by 15 to depending on the type of material and if I'm doing sublimation or DTF will determine the amount of pressure that your design needs. So in order to do to control that pressure, it's a manual. You have to like turn it and tighten it and untighten it. But there are others. The Heat Press Nation does have one where you don't have to manually do it. So that's the pros and cons for my big girl. Now let's go over to this HTV RONT Auto Heat Press 2 15 by 15. She weighs 170 pounds, so she's lightweight. I'm able to move her by myself. If I want to kind of redecorate my area, which is great. Or I've seen some crafters or business partners, they kind of take her, something small like this with them to vendor events, crafting events. So that's a plus. Now for the pricing for this one depends on the package. So when I went to the website to do a little bit of research, the standard, meaning what you get in your package. So you can get some vinyl, you can get some Teflon sheets, transfer sheets. So it's depending on what you want to come with your press will determine the price. So the cheapest version is the standard, which is at $350. The ultimate is at $430, and the starter is at $359. Not too bad with the 1-year warranty. Like I said, depends on what you want to come with your heat press, what kind of package that you want. They also come in nice colors. So they have a white, a lavender, and a blue. So it depends on, your vibe, what you like, your color. If they would have had red, a red would have been sitting there. But I got it white, so. The specs on this one, it is an auto open and an auto close. So that's a good one. So if you pull it open, like it slides out, but once you push it in, if you hear a click, then it will automatically close. And I'll have another video fully going in detail on how to work it coming up. So stay tuned for those for both. It is an auto adjust, which I also like is this kind of comes, it can move. This is your display. So it'll come up with your temperature, your time, and your pressure. It has a 7 adjustable pressure levels and 4 custom modes. So what that means is not having to write down or remember what is your preference on certain sublimations and DTFs, depending on if it's a cold pill or hot pill, or what company recommends you printing at this time for this amount of pressure and this temperature. You have 4 custom modes that you just go to you can just go to, this is for this one. One is for DTF, one is for sublimation. It's automatically saved for you. That's what I really like about having that one. Not too many cons for this one. I will say it's not a pet peeve, but what is different, going for temperatures and times, this counts by 1. So if you want something, an odd number, like I said, I print my DTF at 305 for 305 degrees for 17 seconds, whereas this one can only do 305 at 20 seconds. So that's the only thing. Is, might be pet peeve to some, or depending on what is your sweet spot, and put it that way. What I touched on is the small area. You can only do 15 by 15. So you have to work in sections when you're doing something, a big press object. This mat isn't as, I don't say as good, but it does, to me, it doesn't last long. So I had print like the jumbo paper clips, and you could see the indentation. So depending on what you're working with, I would say how long this mat will last. Whereas I've been pressing a lot of stuff on this, and this mat is still intact, but there's no indentions on it. That's about it with this one. So let's choose for you, if you have a big space or a small space, what you should work with. So I would say it all depends on your budget. If you're first starting out, this is a hobby. This is, you know, you're getting your groove. You're trying to figure out what you want to make for your business. You don't have that much space and you're starting off with a small craft area. You want to have something that fits your space and your budget. I would say to go with this HTV RONT. Even though it only is a 15 by 15, you can still get things done. You can still produce more. You don't have to worry about breaking the bank. Even if you go with the ultimate package, $430 compared to that $900 is a good fit. It's for you, and then eventually you can go up to a commercial press like this HTV RONT. But let's say that you you know that you're already kicking stuff out, you're making a whole bunch of shirts, your business is booming, and you want to make that investment, you want to put that investment into your business. Definitely go with this this Heat Press Nation 16 by 20. I would say 16 by 20 should do wonders for you. I wouldn't go any bigger than that because she is pretty big. She's 30. She's gonna get, you know, it's a commercial press. It's gonna get she's gonna get the job done. Definitely. I will go with this one. It does increase your productivity because I'm able to press once, move on, press another one and move on. So I'm able to get a lot of my shirts and sweaters done at a nice quantity. Like I'm able to get a lot of my inventory and my orders pushed out. So if you are making that money, or you just want to just say, hey, I'm one and done, let me just invest, get this one. Definitely I'll recommend this one. But if you're starting out, you just get the feel, you want the HTV RONT. So and they both are beginner friendly, and that's something that I was afraid of too. Like I said, I started with this one, I didn't really know, but they both are beginner friendly. Budget wise would depend on where you want to sit at and how confident that you feel in your business and in yourself. I would definitely say will also depend on where you want to spend your money at. So I will look into these two and tell me what you think. Leave your comments below on which one that you have, which one you wish you would have went with first, or which one you're afraid to get. Let's talk about it in the comments. So thank you guys for watching my channel. Stay tuned for more. Hit that like and subscription button and let me know more what you want to see. Bye, pretties.